Hi everyone, my name's Bernie Hahn and I'm a resident in the West Tower here at the Landmark, and in fact I'm one of the original residents. I've been here since the summer of 2008. Misha and Paul asked me to talk a little bit about internet because I have a little bit of experience in it. I'm by no means an expert, but in my last job at Dish Network down the road, I was in charge of launching a fiber internet service to apartments and condos. Which is very relevant to what is happening here at the Landmark. So first of all, one of the things I saw when we were selling internet service to apartments and condos is there's definitely a growing trend towards apartments and condos buying the service in bulk and then including that as part of either rent or HOA fees or a separate internet fee and providing it to all of their residents at once. And the reason for that is a fewfold. First of all, when we first started talking to some apartments and condos, and this is a few years back now, a number of them, the original reaction was very negative. They're like, no, our customers want to have choice, and no, some of the customers don't want service. And it was a very common comment, at least a few years ago. And the reason is people think of internet and TV as one and the same because your TV and internet providers typically bundle the two together. But when you look at it from this standpoint, internet service and TV service are very different. When you look at TV service today, not everybody wants TV service. People who don't want sports, don't watch sports, Netflix or Amazon Prime may be sufficient. Some people still want TV service. But it would be very hard for an apartment complex or a condo today to take TV service and include that in everyone's HOA fee or include that in everyone's rent, because some of the people simply don't want it and don't want a higher cost and don't want to be paying for something that they don't choose to use. The other thing is, even if you want TV service is very differentiated. Depending on if you're a customer of Dish, you're a customer of DirecTV, you're a customer of Comcast, the channels you want to watch might be in different packages. And you may want HBO and someone else may not want HBO. And not only the channels that are included, but some of the features that come with their set-top boxes, how many hours they can record, how easy it is to navigate, how easy it is to move around, are all preferences that are important when it comes to TV service. And largely for that reason, it's very difficult for apartments or condos to provide TV service in bulk to all of their residents. And we saw that when we tried to sell that to apartments and condos. Now, internet service is very different. When you look at internet service, there's two things that everyone requires out of internet service. They want fast speeds and they want good reliability. And as long as internet service is fast and reliable, it's very undifferentiated. It's not like Comcast internet is better than Charter internet. If they're fast and they're reliable, it's one and the same. And so it's a very much, and more so, unlike TV, almost everybody universally wants internet service. You almost can't live in today's world without internet service. So the fact that everyone needs it, the fact that it's undifferentiated, so long as it's fast and it's reliable, when you think about internet service, it's a lot like water, it's a lot like electricity. You don't really care to have 2 or 3 companies to choose from when you take your electricity, and you don't need 2 or 3 companies to choose from when you get your water service. Internet is very much a commodity as long as it's fast and as long as it's reliable. And so when you look at that, and then you look at it from the company standpoint, I worked at Dish and we were selling internet service. There's a lot of cost to bringing in high-speed internet service to a property. You have to pay to get big trunks brought to the building so you can deliver very high bandwidth. You have to have good equipment in the key telecom room on the main floor of your building. You need good equipment at every single floor and good equipment within each of the units. And all that's very expensive. And the wiring in between is very expensive to put in. So when an apartment or a condo complex chooses to let customers choose or let residents choose their own provider, each of the 3, let's say there's 3 providers, each of the 3 or each of the 2 providers has to incur that same infrastructure cost. They have to bring a heavy pipe to the building. They need heavy equipment in the main telecom room and the secondary telecom rooms, and they need to put in wiring throughout the building. And that's the same cost for every company. If you do a bulk deal where the apartment or the condo chooses just one provider, only one company has to do that, and they can spread that cost over many more units. So the result of that is either lower cost, which if the provider is doing a good job, they will pass a lot of that cost savings on to the condo or the apartment, or more investment, which means higher speeds and better internet service for all of the residents. And for those reasons, we started seeing a big trend moving in that direction. It's not every apartment, every condo does that today, but certainly the ones that wanted to be leaders in the apartment and condo space were definitely more open-minded in moving in that direction. So with that, I'll turn it back to Paul and Misha.